Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll see here steady trending price action here overall, but the recent several days here with lower highs, day over day, lower lows so far day over day, and we are now approaching the 8-period pivot-based EMA for the first time since the crossover occurred back on October 14th. So this has been a really solid move here. 2 days running of lower lows, lower highs here over the last several days, and we're looking to see how does price respond here to these to this action below the previous low, because if we see a rejection of these prices, that could provide a bullish opportunity to fade and push this thing back up. If there's a failure to really get back above or reestablish acceptance back above 46.63, which is the previous session's low, then we could be looking at a continuation down. Remember, once we took that FOMC key level bid there and price ran away from that level, whenever we see rejection, we're likely going to return to that level. So if we can't get back above the previous session's low, that could be an indication we see a bit more downside. Overall, this market remains on a path toward 48.05. And any pullback, even as deep as 4,600 or even 45.50, could still offer opportunities to buy this for a continuation higher. So until proven otherwise, we are still seeing very bullish signs here in the market, and a failure to stay below the previous session's low could provide a failed new low opportunity and a push higher. Very similar to kind of what we saw back in this portion right here. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. Now the NQ has had several days also of lower highs. 4 days here, 3 days lower highs. You have lower lows over the last 3 days as well, and we have now hit the 8-period PIMA. We're sitting right at, precisely at, the previous week's midpoint, which is an important level there based off of the weekly pivots. And 16.1 going to be that key level here to watch early on. Can we find rejection at or around that zone? If so, can price reclaim the previous session's low? That previous session's low, 16.160. If price can pop back above that zone, pop back above 200 here, we could be looking at a nice continuation to the upside. Something similar to, this type of price action where you've had a little bit of sideways to down, and then this day rejects these lower areas, didn't quite reject the low, but then runs higher. Do we get some kind of forceful push higher to the upside if we can get back above 16? So right now, again, as low as 15.968.5, which is the November 3rd FOMC key level. Any pullback into that zone could provide an opportunity even to bounce it there. And just like the ES, there are additional opportunities down below to also defend for a bullish continuation. So this market remains bullish until proven otherwise. Right now, we are testing prices inside the bullish PIMA trigger zone for the very first time since that crossover back in October. So again, we'll see if a rejection of some sort develops. If not, I can look for a continuation to the downside until we do find that rejection. All right, here's a look at crude oil. Right now, crude oil is basically break even on the day, down 1 penny, up 2 pennies. One thing that I pointed out here the last couple of days is that was a major selling tail, and it occurred after this sell-off. It was a failed new high, and it occurred at the previous month's close, and it was an outside day and closed lower. That was a very forceful signal, rejection, and everything. So to close through the midpoint of that bar the very next day and then to continue to push higher was indicative that we would come back and push through the high of that bar 9 times out of 10, and we've seen that take place yesterday. We talked about it. Now you're seeing a retest of the previous month's close from above, and that could open up another continuation to the upside. We have yet to hit the 86.03 target, proper. So perhaps there's still left that's still left to be tested up above. We also have the monthly extensions that are now in play here. You have your 25% extension, that's right here, and your 50% at 91. So right now we could be looking at a move that takes us north of 86 and starts to see extensions here, expansion into these upper extensions. So we could be looking at quite a continuation ahead, especially given the trend, given this kind of hold up here where it's kind of built extra energy, got some late bear short, and now are starting to use those stops as a fuel to push higher. So right now looking pretty solid from an intraday perspective. Higher lows, look to defend higher lows for continuation to the upside, as prices could be headed north of 84.50 very soon. All right, let's take a look now at gold. Now gold has seen a breakout through 1840, and it has happened today. A significant rally that has taken place just recently here. And again, that move over the last 20 minutes has led to a tremendous continuation already. And this 1840 level, this is the level we talked about yesterday. You're going to have to prove it. Can it prove it through that level? Because until then, we've seen nothing but selling pressure time and time again. The expectation was for that to be the case. And instead, we're seeing a tremendous break through that level and a push into 1850s. This is the first time we've seen this since June, and since we broke down through that zone. We knew something could be different by the way that things were coiled up here, and by the forceful push higher. You had the initial push down, bounce off 1760, and the push higher. We mentioned this could be the time where it breaks, but at the same time, it's going to have to prove it through 1840 today, and just basically over the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes, it has begun to prove it. We will see if we can remain above 1840 the rest of the day. This clearly it's a 15-minute rally exactly right now. 15-minute rally that has triggered an initial push to the downside and a continuation to the upside. So we're about 17 minutes in now, but 15-minute rally that really exploded this thing to the upside. 1823s up to 1853s, and now it appears like we're through that 1840 level. So what does that mean? It means the next level up here, you have the 1860 level. 1863 is a good confluence of levels, and then you have above that 1920. So what we talked about before, if we can get through 1840, it opens up prices back toward 1900 to 1920. That's about as high as we could be going here based off of these recent highs. So we'll see if this thing is ready to rock and roll to the upside. Again, the pattern has been for rejection time and time again since August of 2020 on every rally. This looks a little different. We'll see if it can continue to hold above 1840 by the end of the day. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.